just from staff to players to coaches to everybody. So just kudos to the organization and the higher ups for keeping this a well-oiled machine.
So how different has Vic Fangio been than the other defensive coordinators that you work for? How is his style different from those styles?
Yeah, man. Every artist is unique in their own way. I say Coach Fangio just. It's a lot. It's unique, man. Like, you got to be prepared for everything. There's no, how do I say? You just got to be ready for everything, man. I mean, he's got a little bit of everything under his sleeve, so you never know what to expect. And you just, it's attack mode. Like Bill was different. He had his own philosophies. Spags was different, own philosophies. But this philosophy I'm in now, I mean, I feel like it's a.
Watching them last year, I mean, obviously you saw them, right? The Super Bowl. I mean, what did you think watching this defense last year? Because we didn't know what to expect last year. They had a lot of younger guys. They had a lot of turnover on their defense, new coordinator, and it took a few weeks. First month wasn't great, but then once October hit, they started to roll. What did you think watching them from kind of afar last year? Obviously you saw them, right? The Super Bowl. I mean, what did you think watching this defense last year? Because we didn't know what to expect last year. They had a lot of younger guys. They had a lot of turnover on their defense, new coordinator, and it took a few weeks. First month wasn't great, but then once October hit, they started to roll. What did you think watching them from kind of afar last year before you got here?
Yeah, my first time seeing them was in the Super Bowl. I was on the sidelines watching and just seeing them get after the passer, man. But not only get after the passer, but the back end, like just the relationship between the DBs and the front seven, like, putting pressure on the quarterback, but also forcing him to keep the ball on the back end. That relationship was beautiful, man, and it was something to see up close and personal, man. It was crazy.
You mentioned the DBs. How good are these young guys behind you right now? Quinyon Mitchell, first-round pick last year, played really well as a rookie. Cooper DeJean, second-round pick, and he seems to play everywhere, safety, corner, slot. How, from your perspective so far, how good can those guys be?
Man, you've got guys in the top 100 as rookies, man. Like, this says a lot. This is everything voted by their peers. I mean, the sky's the limit, And here, it's all about the next day. Not too much reflecting about Super Bowl or accomplishments or accolades. It's all about improving and getting better. And shout out to Coach Sirianni for just always, keeping the competition going.
Tell us about Coach Sirianni. What's he like as a player? I mean, we get to see him on the sidelines. We get to hear him talk. It seems like he really finds a way to connect with all you guys. And I don't think that's easy with a roster this big in training camp to find a connection. What's been your perspective with Sirianni so far in camp here?
Yeah, man, he's just like a great conductor of the orchestra, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many different pieces, so many different, instruments to keep this thing going and flowing, and he just does a great job orchestrating everything.
Eagles pass rusher Josh Uche here with us here. So you mentioned Zach Bond was a guy that you talked to and you thought maybe the Eagles could be a fit. Did his rise here play into that? Because, Zach came here on a one-year deal, and now he's solidified as he's an Eagle. He re-signed here. Did the fact that his year went that way, did that kind of make you think, wow, look what happened to Zach when he came here?
Yeah, of course. You see that. You see the way, the Eagles can help guys, develop or utilize their strengths, and then turn a situation where they might not have been utilized the proper way and then into a dominant player. And I think for me, just talking to him, like, one-on-one definitely influenced my decision. And then obviously, yeah, just seeing how dominant he became off the 1 year was definitely important.
So what are your expectations for this season for yourself in this defense?
Becoming the best player I can be, doing what's asked of me, whatever's in the confines of the system, man, and just painting the best picture I could paint within the canvas and the guidelines I'm given.
So if there's listeners out there, if our listeners, maybe, they know you from your career and they've seen you a little bit, but maybe they haven't watched you play a lot so far, and this is going to be the first time. What are we getting in Josh Uche? I mean, this town and this city's had a long history of big-time pass rushers, including the guy sitting next to you right there. What's Josh Uche like? What kind of player are you for those listeners out there that maybe haven't really studied your game yet?
Say the type of player I am is somebody that's determined to win. Somebody that's just going to win, whether it be in pass rush, run, coverage, whatever the case is. I'm trying to win every single rep. I'm treating every rep like it's my last rep. That's the way I was raised. That's the way I was coached coming out of Miami, Florida. And, the culture down there breeds something different, So that's what I bring to the game. That's what I bring to the field. And just treating every play like it's my last.
Josh, you mentioned that top 100 list with players, right? Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell already on it. As you can imagine, we spent a lot of time talking about Jalen Hurts and the list he's on, or where he's not, and where he's ranked. For you, a guy that competed against Jalen Hurts, now you're on his team. What was it like to prepare for him? What makes him a difficult quarterback to go against?
Yeah, he's dynamic, man. He can not only run but pass as well. Like, so as a as a front, you just have to be very aware of that. You can't just you have to be a coordinated front when you go against Jalen, because if you're not, they're going to exploit those different gaps. But also you have to be very solid on the back end too, because he can hurt you with both ways, his feet and throwing the ball as well.
Josh, great stuff, man. We appreciate you hopping on. Good luck this season. We're excited to watch you play, and you could have a big role here this season. So we'll be cheering you on. Thank you, Josh. There he goes. Josh Uche, Eagles edge rusher, joining us here on the Midday Show. All right, 215-592-9494. That's how you hop in. We'll get to everyone's phone calls here. The conversation we just started before we talked to Jahan and Josh here on Jalen Hurts, and really the experts versus us here. Like, who's really right on what we're seeing with Jalen Hurts? And, of course, the Phillies. Are you giving them a clean slate this season based on just 2025, or you like Hugh Douglas over here holding grudges from the past? 215, yeah, kind of. 215-592-9494. And we also have Hugh Douglas trivia for a spot in the Midday Show Fantasy League, live from Eagles Training Camp on Sports Radio 94 WIP.
Hey, Chicago, looking to save on your internet bill? Verizon's mobile and home discount will help you save $15 a month. And with Verizon 5G Home Ultimate, choose a perk on us, like Netflix and Max, or Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. Learn more at Verizon.com/mobile and home. Savings on 5G home internet plans when combined with any Verizon postpaid mobile phone plan. Enrollment required. Perk credit of up to $10 per month with select 5G home internet plans. Additional terms apply.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective. A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Introducing this year's Instinct Next Gen
We're
in
gonna
insert
start
nitrogen
with
stabilizers, featuring the same leading active as always. And now announcing nothing new, because our performance still leads every competitor.
Our nitrogen stabilizers aren't new. They're proven with thousands of field trials and decades of experience leading the competition. No gimmicks, no empty promises. Now that deserves some hype.
Go to Corteva.us/hype to learn more.
You chose to hit play on this track list today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called AutoQuote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this track at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Between vacations, errands, and everyday summer chaos, sticking to your health goals can be tough. Luckily, Thrive Market does the hard work for you. We're the online healthy grocery store that cuts out the junk ingredients and delivers high-quality groceries right to your door. From low-sugar beach snacks to organic grill night staples, no matter your health goal, we make shopping healthy a breeze. Go to thrivemarket.com/get started for 30% off your first order and a free $60 gift.
Here's a list of reasons to use Instacart. The game is on. The game just ended. The next game is on. Life is busy, but with Instacart, you really don't even have to leave the couch. Do with this information what you will. So download the Instacart app and get whatever you crave for the game and whatever else you need delivered in as fast as 30 minutes. Plus, enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 grocery orders. Instacart. We're here. Service fees apply. Free orders in 14 days. Excludes restaurants.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Super size laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean.
Ready, Mike?
Gain Super Flings laundry pads have 4 times the on-sea cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
What?
Super fresh, super clean.
We're gonna have to move it, but can you set
Gain
that thing
Super
up like right
Flings
here?
for next level laundry.
Want to pull off the season's freshest trends? You just need the right shoes. That's where Designer Shoe Warehouse comes in. Loving wide leg jeans, pairing with sleek, low-profile sneakers. Obsessed with the sheer trend? Try it with mesh flats. Feeling boho? Comfy sandals nail the whole free-spirited thing. Find on-trend shoes from the brands you love, like Birkenstock, Nike, Adidas, and more at DSW.
Ladies, is everyone trying to fix their sexual health concerns with unproven gummies and tricks? Well, thank goodness Low Libido has a real clinically proven treatment. Low libido can be so frustrating, but there's a little pink pill called Addyi, ADDYI. Addyi is the first and only FDA-approved pill proven to boost sexual desire in certain premenopausal women. Learn more or search for a prescriber near you at that's ADDYI.com. Addyi, or flibanserin, is for premenopausal women with acquired generalized hypoactive sexual desire disorder, HSDD, who have not who've had low sexual desire no matter the type of sexual activity, the situation, or the sexual partner. This low sexual desire is troubling to them and is not a mental health problem, problems in the relationship, or medicine or other use. Addyi is not for use in children, men, or to enhance sexual performance. Your risk of severe low blood pressure and fainting is increased if you drink 1 to 2 standard alcoholic drinks close in time to your Addyi dose. Wait at least 2 hours after drinking before taking Addyi at bedtime. This risk increases if you take certain prescriptions, OTC or herbal medications, or have liver problems, and can happen when you take Addyi without alcohol or other medicines. Do not take if you're allergic to any of Addyi's ingredients. Allergic reaction may include hives, itching, or trouble breathing. Sometimes serious sleepiness can occur. Common side effects include dizziness, nausea, tiredness, difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, and dry mouth. See OPI and medication guide, including box warning, at addyi.com/pl. Addyi. That's ADDYI.com.
And this.
If you have back-to-school shopping to do, then you should make Macy's your first stop. Because Macy's has back-to-school styles from brands like Nike and Jordan, must-have denim from Levi's and Good American. And now, Macy's has Abercrombie Kids too. It's all in one place, all at great prices. And here's another reason to come in. If you're already at Macy's and you saved so much, you could stop by the fragrance counter and pick up something for yourself too. The best back-to-school styles are here now at Macy's.
Emoji moment from Sadie, who writes, I'm not crying, you're crying. This is what I said during my first appointment with my physician at Mochi, because I didn't have to convince him I needed a GLP-1. He understood, and I felt supported, not judged. I came for the weight loss and stayed for the empathy. Thanks, Sadie. I'm Myra Ahmed, founder of Mochi Health. To find your Mochi moment, visit joinmochi.com. Sadie is a Mochi member compensated for her story.
Man, come on, man.
To Sports Radio 94
Every fucking
WIP's
time,
Champ
dude.
Cam. Welcome back, broadcasting from the NovaCare Complex for 94 WIP's Champ Cam, driven by Forest River RV, by Camping Road RV Sales, Service, Parts, and Accessories. Hugh Douglas, Joe, we appreciate both Jahan Dotson and Josh Uche coming over to our RV. Here I can tell with Jahan, he just seems more comfortable.
Yeah,
too.
Second year.
Yep. And Uche seems like he comes across as serious and almost as more of a veteran than he is. He's not that old. I mean, he's so young in his career, but like, just talking to him, he seems like he's older.
He looks focused.
Yes.
He looks like he's, task at hand.
Man,
He's working on that.
that.
Talking to Zach and seeing what Zach was able to parlay.
Yep. I think that's
to parlay
a huge reason he's here.
Into a huge payday. Yeah.
Well, and Josh Uche probably has had a career that he could have got a multi-year deal from someone. I don't know how much money, but he probably could have got a multi-year deal. He came here on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, because it was a chance to win a championship. Be in a great organization. Man, I tell you, the way that they built this thing, man, and it's no disrespect to Howie, and that's not what I was trying to do yesterday.
Here we go.
But the fact of the matter is,
that's how he gets all these guys.
No, but Howie he's a cog in the wheel.
He's the conductor of the whole thing.
I'm not taking anything away from Howie. Look at it like this, man. Like, this is the house, foundation, the building, the walls and all that stuff. Howie's a part of that. But I think that this organization is well run from top to bottom, that if Howie isn't here, that this organization would thrive.
He runs.
I'm appalled at this take by you, to be
And
honest.
see, I know you are, but that's because
What's up, Daniel?
you and Joe don't have vision.
Well, wait, did you pick up on this? When I asked him when I asked Josh how he compares this organization to the Chiefs, because he's played for the Patriots.
Yeah.
You hear what he said? Howie how Howie runs it.
I didn't hear
He
how.
did. He's now later on. I asked about Nick specifically, and he complimented Nick. But the first
No.
name out of his mouth is Howie Roseman.
And I feel like
So
that
we're gonna go grab a sheet.
like to your point, and I will give Howie this. Howie has done a great job of endearing himself to the players on this team. That is something that Joe Banner never done.
Yeah.
And Howie does a great job of that. Howie makes it feel like, you know how they was like try to make it feel like a family organization? Howie does a great job of making it feel that way. And my point is this, that if Howie leaves this organization, I still think that this organization will thrive. Will it be a little different? Yeah, because Howie is a foundational piece of what they've accomplished. But Howie's not the end all to be all. That's all.
Yeah, I think he pulls all the strings. I think he's the most responsible for everything that happens.
I think part of that, again, I feel like part of the reason why Howie has put himself and is in the position that he's in, because you're not putting Howie in the closet. That's not happening.
But that's on his performance, then rather than his personality.
Well,
I'm just
saying
that's in 8 years.
That's by. I feel like that's by design.
But isn't the design the winning? That's why Howie has become what he's become. They've been 3 Super Bowls in 8 years.
I feel like, again, like I said, I feel like Howie's a part of that, but Howie's not the end all to be all. I don't feel.
Who's the end all?
I think it's the way that I think it's the scouting department.
But, okay.
I think it's the people that they bounce ideas off of. Because let's
runs it all.
Okay, but let's go here then. Since Vic Fangio has gotten here, Vic Fangio has been somewhat of a renegade, doing things the way that he wants to do it.
Sure, but who hired him?
But the point is this: he's not falling in the lockstep with everything that Howie's doing because he has a way of doing things. I think the way that I'm trying to explain it to y'all, I don't think y'all are getting. Like, yeah, Howie's a big piece of this. But do you really believe that if Howie leaves, that this organization is going to fall apart?
No, but let me say it this way. Like Steve Jobs or Bill Gates, there's a million workers in those companies that make those Apple and Microsoft.
They still making phones. They're making better phones than they made when he was here.
Right, but he's not here anymore. But like he was the most important part that they became what they became.
He was a part of the foundation, but that the train didn't stop. That's the point that I'm making. The train didn't stop, and this train won't stop.
I know, but at its height, when Steve Jobs was there, he was the most important part. He was the brains behind everything that happened.
Okay.
I mean,
but
who else would be who's the most important part if not him? That's what I'm trying to understand.
I think,
like you say, a cog, but he's the CEO of the company
because he's thrust himself into that position.
Right, but
that's a credit to him.
Yeah.
Okay. I can try to explain it to y'all. I just see y'all not gonna get what I'm saying. So let's just leave it like it is.
I do get it. There's lots of parts.
I just want it to make sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense to everybody else but you.
Does it?
Because everything that I'm saying, I laid it out the way that it made sense. You just don't get it, and that's fine.
I think the majority of people would disagree with you.
No, I think the majority of people, like I said, you probably the only person, the way that I explained it, that didn't get it.
Okay, sure.
All right, 215-592-9494. That's A-Up. And our Twitter question is sponsored by the PI Dental Center. Your smile is the first thing others see when they meet you. Learn about and schedule your evaluation, PIDentalCenter.com. Who is more accurate when it comes to evaluating Jalen Hurts? I love the results so far in our Twitter poll. Eagles fans or the experts? Here, where do you think the voting is coming down
Eagles
on this?
fans.
78% believe Eagles fans are more on the right track here than the experts.
Yeah, because they see it for what it is.
Well, a wise man once told me that fans are idiots.
And they are. And I say that I said it with all due respect.
Well, you ever think experts are experts for a reason?
No, like this.
It's like saying, who knows more about why you feel a certain way, you or the doctor? Probably the doctor.
Okay. You know what? Speaking of doctors, I remember when I broke my ankle, right? Yeah. When I broke my ankle, it didn't heal right. And the doctors, I remember being in office and they were looking at it, right? And they couldn't understand why I wasn't in pain because it was something about it and it didn't heal right. And the doctor said, well, if it doesn't hurt, then you're good. Same thing with Jalen. If it works, then don't worry about it. That's the reason why it's so hard. Like think about it like this. The way we evaluate quarterbacks changed because of Jay.
I don't think that's
You don't think so? So when do we start talking about individual accolades and skill sets? and all
every
this
year.
other-
These
not
lists come out every year.
not to this point.
No, I think we're sensitive about it now because Jalen is
No,
not ranked high.
I don't believe that.
But this list came out 2 or 3 years ago.
Not to this point. And now, since it's come out and Jalen has accomplished what he's accomplished, it just feels like people are bending themselves into a pretzel to justify what Jalen is, instead of just saying he is what he is.
No, but I think it's the other way. I think we're bending the pretzel. Jalen Hurts is not looked at by any expert as the best quarterback in the league. We're the ones twisting it because we want him.
I've never said he was.
No, I know you aren't, but people get upset that he's not ranked higher. That's the truth. When people say, why do we bring this up? People get upset when he's not ranked higher. But, okay, you're right. Any expert could be wrong on any one thing. That's your doctor was wrong. But when all the experts say one thing and fans say another, maybe we should reevaluate how we see it.
You know what it is?
Not the way you feel. You can feel that he's your favorite quarterback and he won the Super Bowl and he's awesome. Like, that's not how you feel. Jalen Hurts could be your favorite player in the league. But when we talk about how good he is, it does resonate to me. If all the experts say one thing, there's gotta be a reason.
No, you have to listen to the word.
But they didn't make the wording for they made the wording.
I believe they did.
No,
I believe they did.
They've been doing these breakdowns for decades.
When you have, listen, with all due respect to him, when you have a guy
Let me ask you a
like
question.
Cam Newton,
Why would they change the criteria
because
for Jalen Hurts?
Because he's a unicorn. He's an
No.
anomaly.
No, maybe
He's an anomaly.
no one's changing.
You don't. When you look, okay, take away the names on the jerseys.
Yes.
Look at his resume compared to any of those other quarterbacks.
It's not
that you
about
said.
resume. It's
It
about
is
skill set and
resume.
talent. That's not what these lists are about.
Okay, listen. It's about the resume.
Not.
At the end of the
But
day.
that's not what these people are.
At the end of the day, it's about the See, that's what I'm talking about.
But it's a resume for you. When someone's asked to rank the quarterbacks, no one says you give us their resume because otherwise there's no list. We just rank Mahomes one.
And you've made my point. Now we want to talk about the skill set. It's the resume. It used to be the resume. When you talk about Joe Montana, you talk about the resume. You don't talk about the arm strength. You don't talk about his ability, his skill set.
You talk now.
Okay.
But it is.
Like I said, you're right. You're right. But like I can sit here and try to explain it to both of y'all until I'm blue in the face to anybody else who doesn't get it. But it's about the resume. It's about the accolades. What's his name? The linebacker.
So that this thing is
damn,
this
I can't
way.
remember his
You
name.
know what I'm saying?
He played for the London Fletcher. Couldn't remember his name.
Good player.
London Fletcher. London Fletcher's not in the Hall of Fame, and his numbers are better than Ray Lewis's.
But he wasn't as good a player as Lewis. Well, he wasn't.
Okay.
I mean, you know that.
London Fletcher
was a good player.
Okay.
But do you think he was as good as Ray Lewis?
Ray Lewis had the name. He had the name.
Ray Lewis was the defensive player of the year.
Okay.
I just don't understand.
I'm in a space right now where I can try to explain it to you till I'm blue in the face, but you're not going to
I
get
think
it.
the problem is you want a different criteria. When someone's asked a question,
the criteria is winning. Bottom line.
But that's not what the discussion has been about the whole offseason.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's what you think it should be.
The discussion has changed because of Jalen Hurts.
No, it's not because of Jalen Hurts. I just think it's more. Hold on. There's more media. There's more TV shows. There's more lists. That's the way the space has become.
The more TV, and
but it's
everybody
nothing to do with
wants
Jalen
to be
Hurts.
right about their
That's
team.
fine. There's nothing to do with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts could Hugh. Jalen Hurts could retire tomorrow. The list that we talk about this year, there'll be the same list next year and the year after. It's not about Jalen Hurts.
Is Eli Manning a Hall of Fame?
I think he will be. Yes.
Is Eli Manning better than Brett Favre?
No.
Is Eli Manning better than Aaron Rodgers?
Well, not a chance.
That's the point, though. It's not about the resume.
It's not. It is the resume.
But they're all going to the Hall of Fame.
Okay. All right.
But aren't they all going to the Hall of Fame? What makes Eli Manning better?
Like I said, this is a space that I'm comfortable being in because I know what you don't, and that's fine. And that's fine.
But you know some things I don't, but you also feel this. This has nothing to do with what's going on.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's a feeling.
That's
and
fair.
I understand if you want
That's
to
fair.
feel
I'll take that.
that we as fans here, right? Because we're here, and one thing I think is interesting about this is we watch every snap he takes.
Mm-hmm.
And the experts, I'm not sure if they have the opportunity or the time, right? There's 32 teams.
Mm-hmm.
This is always something I think is relevant to bring up. There's 30, like you use Dan Orlovsky. I do think the guy does his homework, and I think he tries.
Oh, no, he does a hell of a job.
But there's also only 24 hours in a day, right? And there's 32 quarterbacks each week. It's a lot for him to watch every snap. We literally watch every snap of Jalen Hurts, and we have since the minute he got in the NFL. So I do think there's some things that he could miss that we see. I think that's fair to bring up. If there's one expert that says one thing and we all say the other, it's fair to say maybe that was one quack doctor. It's just sticking out to me when every expert says the same thing and we get mad at the experts. It feels like, I know you're not mad, but it feels like if every doctor told you to stop doing something, you're like, these doctors don't know what they're talking about.
Squares. Stop smoking them cancer.
Yeah, they might know what they're talking about.
Dr. Carp did suggest smoke cancer sticks.
And to get a motorcycle.
Yo,
Dr.
what's
Carp
up, Luke?
as we have figured out before. All right, 215.
We met a guy with a tramp stamp.
Not using the ladders. Why would I use a ladder when I got a lift?
Just throw out there.
Oh, okay, fine.
Work smarter, not harder,
Doesn't it
Dookie.
feel weird to just leave out there? Well, hey, gentlemen,
Dookie.
we have a transfer. Come back to the phone lines.
Actually, I need this ladder.
It feels weird. And then he showed us.
He had a tramp stamp. And it said tramp stamp.
And the season is off and rolling from there. Yep, that's what we're about. 592
It might be, for me, it's
Lower this down, Mike.
but it does. It feels.
Lower it
You
down.
have a guy that
Lower it
benefits
down a little bit.
good defense and some really good players around him.
Pull it
saying
up.
that
You gotta hold that hand when you do it. Yeah. Hold it by this, because that thing will spin right out of
Your
here.
reaction to all this, and if you Douglas trivia here, you get a question right, you're automatically entered for
Yeah,
a
come
chance
down.
to be in the WIP Midday
Keep
Show
going,
Fantasy
keep
League.
going.
All right, let's go to Terrence.
Keep going.
Hey, Terrence.
I love the debate right now, man. You guys are getting on tense, man. I love that kind of radio. No, not intense. But he got paused.
It got paused because we were about to get into it.
One of these dudes is like locked up or something. There ain't no way that thing's that hard to fucking push.
I haven't stood up in a while.
I thought it was a thing in the middle, but I lifted it up and
We're kind of low here.
it's still there.
The debate made it. I think he was right about that because I haven't seen this much talk about a quarterback being placed in a position ever in the NFL in the years I've been alive on the earth. And to me, he was right when he talked about Tom Brady. What do we say? 7 Super Bowls, right? We talk about that? We talk about Mahomes.
That's the first thing that comes up. Yeah.
Alright, hold on, Mike. You gotta stand at this thing because I'm gonna need you to move it. Every once in a while. Keep pushing this one. I gotta clear all this fucking shit out.
We don't really care. Here's what I do remember. 25 years ago, Tom Brady first won. There are many people that still thought that Peyton Manning was better. That Brady had all the advantages. He had the defense. He had Belichick. And Manning didn't have that. So even Brady faced it, and then he won so much and played well for so long, and then it disappeared. Terry, the last time I remember this, and I don't think we cared because we were here, Russell Wilson went through this. Russell Wilson, and I think they're similar players. They had a lot of good stuff around them. When Russell Wilson won, he was still ranked with these lists. You know, not the number 1 or 2 guy. It was still Manning. It was still Brady. It was still Rodgers. It was still Breeze. And then people said, "Oh yeah, Russ." That's what it reminds me of. I just think we're more sensitive to this because it's our quarterback. That's what I think is the difference.
Yeah, we want to see him play. Even if it's another pack, but I think putting him an older.
Frustrated in a second.
What's the best in the league right now? I don't think he's the number 1. No, not number 1. But I feel like he's between 5 and 6 kids. I can't see putting a Herbert, and Herbert is a football. I can't see putting golf in there. And these other guys that haven't done nothing that humble, just counting on them. I'm tired of hearing that. And as for the Phillies, yo, what happened? I'm gonna tell you. When they lost to the Arizona Cardinals, I took my Phillies hoodie and I threw it in the trash. I got back out later that night. I threw it in the trash.
dude.
I want to see these guys for the purpose of we know as soon as these guys get there, we want them to carry playoff series. Especially in a 5-game series, we have to keep that in mind.
All right.
But if you get in the first round, it ain't 7 games. It's a chance that you can go not on your A game. And the Phillies, they have to keep this in their mind. I know I love Vader, I love these guys, but Vader hasn't been there yet. He comes from a team that hasn't been in the playoffs. The Phillies veterans have been here. So I want these guys to show us that they want to finish this thing off and complete the mission. The mission is complete. I want Middleton, he wants to get back. Yeah, let's bring this to him, guys. Let's bring it.
Well, let's finish. They got to finish, Terrence. There's no question. All right, Terrence, you want a trivia question?
Let's get it, bro.
All right, here we go. Hugh Douglas trivia for a chance to qualify for the Midday Show Fantasy League. True or false for you, Terrence? Hugh Douglas scored a touchdown during his NFL career. True or false?
True.
Terrence, you nailed it. You're qualified for the league. Yes, where that famous drop came from. 1995? 6? You were there.
I was there.
Yeah. You
But I
scored.
don't remember.
Doesn't remember.
How'd you feel after that touchdown?
That's great.
And I had to go back.
Yeah.
Man,
That is always done. I always feel for the defender that scores like the long touchdown.
That's why you got to be in.
You gotta go right back on the field.
Yeah, you got to. That was like being in the NFL, playing out of small school. That was the hardest adjustment. Is to go all out every point.
You want to hear the whole clip?
That was tough. Huh?
We got the whole clip. You want to hear?
Seriously.
Alright, we're gonna get it over here. I'm gonna have to cut it right after that one's done. I'm gonna get up there and cut it while it's up there though. So put it back in this corner. I got this. I'll just push it.
Every watch a movie over and over, you hear a song, you pick up different things. We play that a lot on the show. I just picked up 2 things that I never picked up before. One, he kind of undercuts your performance there, but he said no one's really chasing you.
Yeah.
He sounds like the Dolphins didn't care you were about to score.
Actually, it's gotta go over that fucking curtain rod. Damn it, dude. This is pissing me off.
That's a home run, right? That's in New York. There's no crowd noise.
No, it was not.
You ever have no one at your games?
Can you pull that side down a little bit so it don't tip up? Like that.
Well, yeah, he's great. Yeah, I'm telling you, guys. Well, he I read a story last week. He got upset that he wasn't getting enough screen time on the big jump over there against other fans.
I mean, I guess he feel like he's been there forever. He might as well.
All right, let's go to Rich at Brewery Town. Hey, Rich. Hey, Rich, what's up?
Hey, so it sounds like you was saying that Howie is a system DM.
Lift it up.
I never say what I'm saying here.
Go up with it.
Pretty vital to that building that you're talking about. Never said he wasn't. I said he did a great job of
Alright, stop right there.
so that he will never be put in the closet again.
It almost sounds like, wrong, I think you can clarify. It almost sounds like you think the perception is bigger than the reality.
No,
Because the perception is big, right? He's a base GM in a sport that doesn't have many base GMs.
yes.
But the reality is, I think the reality matches the perception.
He's Vince McMahon, and I mean that in the kind of way, not the bad.
I know what
You know what I mean? Like because Vince McMahon became the face of WWE.
Lift it up.
It's how.
Stop.
And this is no disrespect. That I thought about. Sorry, because I would have got called here. But I thought about this when I was on my way to do the Eagles when they went to the practice. I was mentioning revered.
Grab that other ladder, Mike.
And I just thought about that, and I was like, this all happened, and this came about Chip Kelly here. Like this, and they were on. And if you're being Chip, they were trending in a direction where it looked like it was going to be a pretty good dynasty organization.
So grab that and just gotta tuck underneath.
So how he put himself in a position, never let that happen to him again. That's what I was saying. He put himself in position so that he would never be on the back burner. I agree with that. But I think performance is the biggest reason he won't have a back burner. I mean, it's like that. That's a part of it. But how we, and this is the point that I was making, how we benefited from the tutelage of the injury and seeing how things were ran. And he said he wasn't going to run it.
Just hold it. Can you hold it right there for a second?
Joe Banner had a template for how to run a roster that was, there was some smarts to it, obviously. Yeah. All right, Rich, you ready for your Hugh Douglas trivia question here? All right, here we go. For a spot to qualify in the Midday Show Fantasy League. All right, Hugh played for 5 NFL head coaches during his career in the NFL. Name 3 of them. All right. You don't know this guy.
Alright. Try to hold it inside. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind in a second, man. Let it down for a second one more time.
No, look around. All right, I mean, there should be a letter here. Why did he read? Then we got, one coach match, was it?
Was it?
Yes, Jeff.
You tell me.
Coach Ice 2. All right, you need one more. Final guess.
Hold it up again.
One more coach. Wow. Get the voice.
I just saw it and I got to think about this.
He just gave you the play. What are you talking about?
Just say, like, just hold it right there. It's got. I'm gonna start breaking shit in a minute. Just hold it right there.
All right, I'm going to go with, there's only so much time I can allow. All right, this Hugh
I'm gonna throw this fucking bit across the street, dude.
Rich Coast High guy. You know the Al Rowe was a bad guy.
because he came right after.
After, yeah, the Al Rowe, Rich Coast High, Bill Parcells, Ray Rowe, that's Andy Reid, and Jack Larry.
There it is. Proud of you, Hugh. You remember it all? You played for the NFL.
Struggle bus.
Oh, he was. If you didn't get all 5, I would have given you
If I didn't get on 5, would you be surprised? Seriously.
There's only 5. All right, 215 dedicated to join us next week at camp today. And we have a spot in the Midday Show Fantasy Football League to give away. Hugh Douglas Trivia, 215-592 Midday Show.
Hey, Chicago, looking to save on your internet bill? Verizon's home discount will help you save $15 a month. Home Ultimate. Choose a perk on us, like Netflix and Max, or Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. Learn more at Verizon.com/mobile. 5G home internet plans will combine with any Verizon mobile home plan. Enrollment required. Perk credit of up to $10 per month with select 5G home internet plans. Additional terms apply.
Back to school doesn't just mean back to school. It means back to lunchbox packing, back to after school snacking, back to soccer games, drama rehearsals, band practices, all back to back. All of that ordering through Instacart. And do whatever it is that you need to get your life back on track. Instacart, we're here.
Hey, it's Ryan Green from the Commercial Break Comedy Podcast.
Lower the lift. What? Lower the lift. Move that out. We move it all the way out. Pull it that way.
Since 1958, they've seen it all in foundation issues. They offer free estimates and back their work up with the industry's only money-back guarantee. They know how to fix foundation issues, waterproofing, and even that nasty crawl space. Give 58 a call at 888-698-1958 or visit 58foundations.com. At Wawa, every sip is made for your moment. Breezy blend or a bold buzz, we've got you covered. Any flavor, any vibe, all made fresh just for you. Smoothies, refreshers, coffee, and espresso beverages, and more. And sip into something special. Gotta have a Wawa. If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party ranger at your place, and you don't even know the pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea really takes it to a new level. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his co-workers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. He relies on a broad range of quality products next day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
All right, everybody, it's here. The march to spring training and opening day is officially upon us. Hey, I'm Rob Bradford from Baseball's Boring, and we'll have you covered every single day. This should be actually a late-breaking sign. The are, yes, truly in the best shape of their lives, and behind-the-scenes stories from all the excitement and intrigue of spring training. Follow Baseball's
Move it that towards you a little more. I gotta move it back.
DQ presents. Hear that? That's the DQ chicken strip vest. Only $7.49 for a limited time. We're talking 4 100% white seasoned chicken strips served with fries, Texas toast, and DQ signature country gravy. Yeah, you got it. Lunchtime and no time. Make it
Damn it,
easy.
dude.
The DQ chicken strip basket. Just $7.49 for a limited time. Get it delivered at a DQ. Happy taste food at participating locations.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Granger who does the same. Granger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by.
I don't want to do it
Granger,
like
for
this.
the ones who get it done.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Aaron Rodgers didn't just land in Pittsburgh, he chose it. The Steelers passed on early quarterback picks because Rodgers sold Mike Tomlin on one thing, his why. He's chasing one last ring, not padding a resume. Now with pressure mounting and the AFC loaded, Tomlin's betting that Rodgers can still deliver and maybe save both their legacies in the process. I'm Maggie Gray.
94 WIP HD1 Philadelphia, live from the studios, Sports Radio 94 WIP. Odyssey Sports Station. Back to the
Why I didn't
WIP
just
show
fucking do
with
that,
Joey
man?
Cameron and John Ritchie, live from the Nova Theater. This is Jam Cam on Sports Radio 94 WIP.
Yeah. So take us through your thought process as you're waiting. We were all waiting yesterday for the news, and then it came out like at 3 o'clock where he has a meniscus injury, which has a wide range of recovery time, and then we had to wait a little while before they said, oh, actually, it's a minor.
Also, don't you feel like most Philadelphia sports fans have a little bit of trauma when it comes to meniscus injuries because of Joel Embiid? That was like my first thought. And I saw a lot of people, you know, on Twitter saying like, oh, I'm relieved when the first news dropped about it being his meniscus, because I guess that's better than, you know, an ACL or anything else. But the fact that he said he's getting additional options really concerned me, because I'm like, well, he's getting additional options. That means he didn't like the first option.
I hate this hard way looking at it.
Not as severe as we all, I think, expected or feared. And if he's back week 1, great. Even if it's, I don't know, by week 3, week 4, I'll be happy with that, because he's such an important part of this offense. And it really hurt to see him limping off the field and being carted off on Sunday night.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great player. You're right. Week 1, week 2, I know they put out yesterday, maybe week 1. That does feel to me pretty close to now.
It's really close.
Yeah.
It's basically it's what, like 23 days, I think. So a little.
And then they have a little gap between that game and then the Chiefs game in week 2. So maybe week 2, week 3. So today, who was the first person up? Who did you notice out there at left guard?
Brett Toth was at, I think that like a lot of people expected, Brett Toth was playing left guard, Tyler Steen still right guard, everything else was the same. They moved Kennard over to second team left guard behind Toth. I mean, I want to say like, oh, it'll be all great and dandy and he'll just step in, no problem. But Lance
Not very good.
given his size, his skill, and off the field leadership that you can replace very easily. So.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. And it's probably going to be a little hard to see, but the way that they practice was a little bit different because of the fact that Lane wasn't out there.
Well, so today was a really short practice, I think, because the Browns are coming in tomorrow and Thursday for their joint practices, and it's extremely hot out. So it was kind of hard to take too much away. I did see Brett Toth putting in some extra work with Jordan Mailata. That being said, I mean, I don't know if you can credit this to the O-line or what, but Jalen Hurts had probably one of his crispest days at quarterback yet of camp. He completed all of his passes. He had a stretch when he was 4 for 4. He connected with Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith and Jahan Dotson. He was finding his receivers really well. So I don't know if I can credit the O-line with that, but the offense did look good today.
Devin Caney with us here as we talk about the Eagles with the joint practice tomorrow against the Browns, preseason game Saturday. Devin, what did you take away from the game on Thursday? We had you on the pregame, and you were doing the game Thursday night. Yeah. Obviously, the big story has been Tanner and now how good he is. And we had Jahan Dotson on the show about an hour ago. He said he thinks that he could be a starting quarterback in the NFL, which is now becoming something that a lot of people think. What did you think of Tanner? What did you thought of him this time so far?
So it's funny with Elliot and I. Tanner McKee is one of those quarterbacks, and I almost understand this because I'm kind of like this. And you guys can feel really there. I know I'm not pleased. I'm not saying as well as he plays, if it makes sense.
Nick Foles was like that.
Yeah, where he thing.
we go.
Steve Brown in that preseason game the other night. How did you see his play style?
Pulling it down.
I saw, I mean, Sidney Brown is a player who I think he's good, not great, and I think he's really hungry to prove himself. He's had bad luck when it comes to injuries, and he, left the preseason game with what looked like it could have been his season. I guess it's just in after that. He spoke to media just now.
All right, we gotta get another sheet.
What did you take away from your start? It really got some answers, which is a little concerning. I know there's a line of like you're not going to give too much away, but also maybe give us something because that just tells us like, did you even watch the tape? Like, are you focusing on anything? Yeah. So I wanted to succeed. I thought he looked fine out there Thursday, but nothing that blew me away.
Darius Cooper, he feels like he's the kind of the guy that everyone's now interested in. Can he do enough to make the team? I mean, he's undrafted. He went to a very small school. I thought he looked really good in the game. Obviously, practice is a big part of this too. What have you noticed with him this summer before the game, and then now what do you think? Because I think he has a shot to make the team.
Well, so before the game, what I've noticed is these guys at practice will like roll their jerseys up because it's so hot, and he's not as tall, I don't think, as AJ Brown, but he's as like muscular as AJ Brown. So 41 looks a lot like 11. So sometimes he'll be out there, and I'm like, oh, AJ Brown's out there, and it's not. So I guess that's a good person to be mixed up with, even if it's for a.
That seems like a compliment to me. Yeah.
Aaron Moorhead was actually talking, after practice today, and I was asked about Cooper, and he's a guy who comes from such a small program. They didn't even he had to learn, how to react and read play calls. He had to learn how they are in the huddle. Like these are the things that he didn't really get experience with. Like bigger schools, bigger programs give you experience with in transitioning to the pros. So he almost has like less of an edge as the other guys, and he really shined on Thursday. The thing that's tough about preseason is like even if guys have a great preseason game, great practice, there's only so many roster spots, and you don't know what's going to shake out. But Johnny Wilson also had a good game, and he hadn't been having a good camp. Like there really is. It almost goes back to Tanner McKee. Sometimes guys perform better when they're under the bright lights and the pressure's on, even if it's a preseason game, and sometimes they perform better when it's on the practice field.
All right, before we let you go, you did say on the pregame show on Thursday that your undefeated record as a sideline reporter, you weren't counted in preseason, right? That didn't count?
Well,
but they won.
They did win.
So is this like tentative if they go 3-0 in the preseason? Are we counting it, or is it doesn't count?
If they go 3-0, then we can count.
Okay.
If not, then we are not.
Where do you come down on that?
I'm with that. She's been a guy that's in a good luck charm.
It's
Dude.
a lot of pressure. Because the first game they lose, I'm going to feel personally
Move that thing over.
I need to get it out of the way, Seth.
Exactly.
Get it
It
out.
might happen in the preseason. So we'll see.
All right, Devin, we appreciate you hopping on, and we'll see you Saturday for the pregame
Probably gonna have to move it over one more again.
Kenny with us here in our live at the Joker Camp. 215-592-94.
Grab that side. You got it?
By getting a question right, he does. I am happy you got all these. It wouldn't have been a great look for the city.
No, it's going this side, but I was trying to see where the lift was at so I can hit it on this lift.
I don't think anybody that's in your side of the state will have missed that. I played.
Let me just close for you.
I can't get it. Getting trash.
I mean, we could be real about it. First, I don't.
Grab that rubber
From
thing.
my purview, I know what happened in Philadelphia because I heard about it. But he had a veteran group when he had that nice run. And he was one of those coaches that he let the inmates run their side, which was bad.
I know you're trying to be nice. He was terrible.
Well, no, because he let the inmates run their side. Yeah, bad.
Yeah, I would say he was the worst coach he played for, followed by
Definitely
Diarrhea.
real.
And he's
I just remember, everybody was like, well, get that to Paul, baby, and get that shit on the Dick Stokes.
Gay style. 215-592-9494. Your take on the Phillies right now? Are you giving them? It's like, it's amazing. Everyone that took the plunge out there, I think, is.
Stop. Dude, it's the wire. It's not coil and all that.
I'm
jumping
I'm
because
not hyper focused on how things went in 2023 and 4 when I'm thinking about this year and
upside fucking down.
Told you.
Fuck.
One side, the experts have him as a good, not great quarterback, and then here in Philadelphia, this whole offseason, a bit more on the other side. Let's get back to the phone lines here. 215-592-9494. David in Montgomery is up. Hey, David. David? Got you, David.
I'm giving them a clean slate.
There we go.
But I really wanted to talk about the keywords.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this. The experts could be wrong.
Yeah, them plastic things, they gotta be on there or it'll fucking tear it up. And try to move it around. It's gonna keep popping over. It is what it is. Just pop it back on. Better than fucking rolling this shit up in the air.
Jalen Hurts every single day.
Right. Or like Tua, they might say he has the best skill set. I'd rather have Jalen Hurts. I don't know. I don't think it's matters if they have a better skill set.
Mike, now who the fuck's gonna fix that, dude?
It came right off.
Yeah, I'm sure it did, and it's not gonna. I mean, it's not gonna go back in.
Physical skills. I mean, we could use an example here, David.
Please, can you just move, Mike?
If you were to just look at their best, skill-wise.
Shit is not rocket science, dude.
Most would say Wentz had more physical skills. He was bigger. He was probably just as fast.
I have no idea how the fuck I'm gonna fix that, dude.
Stronger, but he didn't play the position smartly. I mean, he did. And I never thought he lived up to his skill set other than that 1 year where he was
Where the
great.
fuck's my measuring tape, dude?
Jalen was the second pick in the draft, right? I don't think he had the same valuables as Wentz, but Jalen's a better quarterback than Carson Wentz.
I mean, anybody that plays sports, you don't know somebody in high school that was naturally gifted, had everything, but just didn't go far because they didn't have, you know, that drive or whatever it takes. And that's what I think matters more than, I really don't care. They can keep going. Going lower on the list. Derek Long, ridiculous, by the way. But they can say whatever they want, but at the end of the
The
day,
golf thing seems to bother people. Golf and Herbert seems to bother people the most. Those are the ones that seem to bother people. Are you want to play a little Q Douglas trivia for a spot in the fantasy league here, Dave?
I guess I'll play Q Douglas.
All right, well, Dave, let's do it. You want to be ready? Well,
You gotta be confident, man.
confident. I think you can do this. All right,
You got this.
All right, here we go. I'm curious if he even knows the answer. I don't know if he does. All right, David. Q Douglas played 10 years in the NFL. How many of those seasons did he have double-digit sacks?
I'll say 4.
You nailed it, David. You nailed it. Was that a guess or you knew?
That was a complete guess.
Well, that's good enough. You got yourself a 12 fantasy league. Q, would you have guessed?
I would have said 5. Yeah, I've been wrong.
Okay. I do like that David got it in 6.
Yeah, I'd have said 5.
Was there a year, I don't have your stats in front of me, was there a year you may have been close and that made you think 5? You probably had a year where you had like 8 or 9.
Yeah, because it was a couple years I was hurt.
Actually,
Well, I
that
had
looks
what,
like it's
10
amazing.
I think year, had a couple. I think 3 double-digit sacks seasons.
I think you only won with the Jets, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
We just get Lord to Jacksonville here.
That was a gap there.
In a lot of ways.
That's like that. My ass right out the league after that.
Would have made it even if you didn't cut it.
Hey, Jimmy, what's up?
Okay, guys, what's up?
Hey, Jimmy. Jimmy, got the speaker for the radio off, dog. Yeah, we gotta turn down that. There's a little echo. Little echo. Bruce, DC's up. Hey, Bruce.
All right.
Yo, that ladder's on that vent.
All right. Hey, man, look, I called to talk about the Phillies. Man, that's the debate that you all were having about the Eagles and Taylor. Whoa, let me just chime in on that right quick.
All right, what do you got?
Yeah, so with that said, you know,
Fuck, I gotta.
I don't think it doesn't matter what Taylor and he's not going to come in and all that. And you know, I talk to a lot of fans, you know, on my social media or whatever. I said, you know what, at this point,
wins the MVP of the league, he will be talked about as a top 3 or 4 or 2 quarterback in the whole NFL. I don't know why he wouldn't be.
Shut the fuck up. Always fucking. Oh, I don't want to. Just fucking. That's all they do on this fucking radio station is bitch and complain about shit.
When he rejected a contract
Over the same shit, dude, for weeks straight, the same thing.
and he won the Super Bowl.
He bet on himself. Yeah, they got a contract.
He's got a new contract. And the reason why I bring that up is because that year he won, he was that dude. Like, San Fran came in hot. They came in hot. Colin Kaepernick and all this stuff. And Joe Flacco was the lame duck quarterback. And he balled out that whole season and got paid. And I don't remember anybody talking about him.
But I actually think he's a good example of that. Because he did that, right? He played great.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a great quarterback.
No.
Right? He was good, but he wasn't great.
He was the best quarterback that year.
Well,
And when I say that, Joe, you have to understand. I mean, for what he accomplished.
yeah,
Because
he played great in the play.
and to your point, when we were talking earlier, you're right, because that's part of that is the way that you see what Brandon Graham said. When he was listening to what we talked about on air yesterday, and he said,
Well, I didn't hear it.
text it to you, whatever. He said that tell those other guys outside in the home to go and get them, because for a player, that's the ultimate measuring stick.
The winning the championship.
And it's for me, I'm stuck on and I'm using him as an example because he's the latest and he's the most, that the guy that I remember. When Cam Newton said it straight face, rather be the MVP of the league than a champion.
Well, that's a character flaw in Cam.
That is ridiculous. I don't understand that because the guys, even though we didn't win the Super Bowl, the guys that I played in that game with, I walk with them for the rest of my life, and we interact with each other. I haven't seen Brian since I saw him, Brian Dawkins, that is, since I saw him at his golf tournament. But I talk to Brian periodically, via text or whatever. And when I see him, it's gonna be like we're gonna pick up where we left off. That's the difference. When you win an MVP, that's an individual accolade. Jalen, these guys here that are playing right now, they're gonna walk together for the rest of their lives.
I agree. And look, Jalen doesn't have to win an MVP. He loves in Philadelphia. Just keep winning champions. Like, that's all we care about. I'm just saying to the point that Bruce made, will he ever get talked about like that?
No, probably not.
But if he plays great football for 18 weeks and wins an MVP, he will be talking about it. I think that's the difference. He doesn't play great football every week. That's what the one guy often that he does. I think that's to me where the line is. And that's he's not capable, so it's not good.
Good football when it matters.
Well, yes. I mean, what he did in the
That's something that, that's unquantifiable.
well, that's where it's more Flacco Eli than it is Aaron Rodgers, right?
And that's why when you talk about Eli, it's going to always be but. Always. But he beat the GOAT twice. Like, it wasn't that great, but going to,
Those guys, I mean, Flacco and Eli had hell of football careers. I mean, Jalen Hurts ends up with Super Bowls like those guys, more of them. Well, if we have with the list, if you want him higher, he's got the players. You don't want him higher.
let's be honest.
No, but he wins 2 titles.
Oh, yeah,
That's great. Right. My point is, if you want him ranked higher on lists, he needs to play better each week. Otherwise, he's more Flacco and Eli than he is Aaron Rodgers.
Right now, Jalen Hurts ends his career. He's like Eli Manning. I think they would view that as more of an insult than the fact that only one was true.
I think most would say, okay, they would view Eli as a to be honest,
But then we can't do that he's an elite quarterback.
but he's a Hall of Fame. I mean,
And there
Hatfield is taking it to the whole new level with their pumpkin spice, game-changing, big-cut bacon. It's warm fall spice with that touch sweet. It's bold, it's different. I get it there. Pumpkin spice bacon is available for a limited time at the local grocery store. Visit simplyhatfield.com for where to buy it. Hatfield, better care, better force.
Joe versus Jack.
It was a good day for me.
And it was a bad day for Jack.
It was a super disappointing effort from me. Very impressive showing from Joe Cameron. He was pretty good at that.
Begging people to scream out. It's out. Joe versus Jack. Round 4, the foot race challenge. Jack's got the footwork.
It was close to temper tantrums, and I threw one tennis racket.
Joe's got the fire.
All we got to competition for. I feel good about it.
Coming soon.
After this, it'll just be fucking rolling. It's these fucking edges, man. The shit's stuck in there.
So I was just parking my car, and then I saw you. DRACO, huge fan.
It should just be rolling, like bringing sheets in, throwing it on there, lifting them up, screwing up, the next one. Keep moving like that. But of course, nothing ever fucking works that way.
So I walked. Yeah. Bitch. Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the
It's
second
never that easy.
Get more than just savings. Get more with DRYWALL.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind for all our customers existing and new. We're locking in low prices for 3 years, guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we've got you. Visit the Millennium Verizon store at 36 South State Street and speak with Justin today. Price guarantee applies to then term based on rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
You know, there's a lot to get on during one night of baseball. Long home runs, epic pitch performances, catches that defy space-time and gravity. But what if you could get all of that summarized in a quick, concise, and at least we think, funny podcast that's under 10 minutes? Check out MLB.com's Monday through Friday mornings on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you love listening most.
A summer day is the most righteous time to throw on your helmet or boots, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with refreshing citrus kick, and head to the hills for some hiking, mountain biking, and panoramic views you'll be liking. Because raising your heart rate and your elevation deserves the elevated deliciousness of cold refreshment. Do the dew.
Introducing this year's
Move this over here. I got the drywall. Push the bottom or something.
With thousands of field trials and decades of experience,
Alright.
no gimmicks.
So let's roll a little bit or come up with it.
Deserve somebody.
Put this. Hold on a second. Wait. Put this thing on that side. Flip that thing up.
Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Lyrics fade. We'll know they're still
Watch
good
yourself.
in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part. With a 5-year price guaranteed on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable income with our best equipment included. For a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at
Alright, come up with it.
deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customer home. Tax fees and extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on invisible warranty.
Hi, this is Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business
Who's
analyst,
that
certified
way?
financial planner, and the
Towards
host of
me?
the Jill on Money
Yeah.
podcast. This is the show where your money is
Got a
not
cool
scared.
barbecue.
It's a show that's all about you. It's your
The bottom.
questions that make it possible for me to provide unconventional insights on your money and, more importantly, on your life. Listen and follow Jill on Money on the Odyssey app
Come up with it.
wherever you get your podcasts.
Attention, small business owners. Do you need funding?
Stop real quick.
Revenue-based working capital programs from $20,000 to $1 million. So whether it's funding for inventory,
Can you reach that other one?
expansion, payroll, or other needs,
Okay, I'll tip it to you.
no more. All it takes is just one simple application to access over 100 funding products that are powered through our breakthrough AI-enabled lending platform to get you the best options in today's marketplace. If you've been in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of at least $50,000, you can receive the business funding you need when it matters most, regardless of your personal credit score. Funds in your account in just 24 hours with no collateral, no prepayment penalties, and no restrictions on how you use the
come up
funds.
with it.
There's no obligation and zero out-of-pocket costs. So apply for the business funding you need today at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Come up with it.
Eat up, buddy. It's almost time for
Alright,
school.
stop.
You take charge of your home.
Now get on that ladder
Don't forget to
and push it towards the wall or towards the
Nature
balcony.
Made is they work with your digestive system. So you won't miss the beat in your daily routine. Find us in the vitamin aisle. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
And then
Oh, no, not before my big trip. The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zycam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner. Thanks, Ramir.
We should keep Zycam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zycam. Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold is the first sign with cold shortening products from Zycam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zycam.com. This is Jim Gam, live from the New Year. Sports Radio 94 WIP. High in the air to right, Marte is looking up, and that ball is gone. Kyle Schwarber with a home run.
go on that end,
In his home state of
like on the, all the way on the end, and push that end kind of towards me, like that other end. Okay. Yeah.
Number 42 last night for Schwarber. Put the Phillies in a comfortable position to win that game. By the way, Schwarber now 42.
And then kind of like push it, try to tuck it a little bit, just a little, move slow. Yeah, move slow though, because I got a gap here I'm trying to compensate for.
King, and of course, we're just a couple months away from
Just hold right there for a second. That's where it's gonna have to go. I'm just gonna have to patch that with it.
I thought they should have got this done in the offseason. I thought they should have got
Where
it
is
done.
that?
Spring training, they did. Right now, we're dealing with the reality where he's going to go to free agency. I recognize it. But I've noticed something, and I don't like it. And I have to point it out. And I love sport. I mean, you can on one hand have that criticize college sport. He's one of my favorite players in baseball. He's one of my favorite players in Philadelphia. Like, I love him. But I
Don't
don't
move
like
it.
Okay?
Whatever you do.
When he's asked about the free agent, he's not signed yet. Then he has to say he's free agent. I'm not telling him to say to undying loyal to the Phillies. I get he's got a market. But I want you to hear this about the All-Star about the idea of going back to play in his hometown. And he didn't dismiss the idea. And he kind of talked about one day he might like to play in Cincinnati. That was about a month ago. Now let's hear this. This was last night after the game. And they're in Cincinnati. He asked about, maybe the Reds and crazy. Here is Tagawa, you were asked at the All-Star game about your future. A lot of people made a headline about Cincinnati and your connection. Do you have a lot of friends who are saying, Kyle, man, just consider the Reds next year? I mean, it was, important for that one. But he asked the question, just if things don't work out, absolutely right. That you grew up watching the team, and people want to play for a hometown team, but there's so many different aspects that go into free agency, especially where you're playing at now, and how you feel like you want to just keep winning with the group here. But everything's there's unknowns, there's a business, and whatever happens. But
5 more sheets. That's it.
childhood Kyle that
That's it. He doesn't have to root the Reds. He doesn't say anything bad about Cincinnati. I know where he's from. But I don't need him to, like, I mean, they splurge on the contract.
Without having any conversation to go like, I mean, I hear what you're saying. When this was framed, I thought the question was asking him what would childhood Kyle do.
But he kind of got there.
He got there, and I get that. And he probably played a lot of games. And that's not 40 minutes away. So I get it, but he's probably feeling some kind of way about the fact that, you know, and I'm recklessly speculating. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to say. But the reason that he's having, and nobody's talked to him about a contract, he might feel a little slight.
He might, but I'm feeling slight.
He's got the contract.
Well, I'm not controlling the contract.
I'm saying it was you and your cohort.
Me?
That was, well, you know, I'm pulling you in with Kyle.
No. I wanted to sign him the whole time.
Kyle was like,
I just don't want this. Like, in 2002...
I don't care what you want.
In 2002, you thought, listen, Eagles, you're going to win a Super Bowl. And you're from Ohio. Someone says you have to game. What about the Browns or Bengals? Kid, I'd like to play there. Well, you might have been. But I would have been annoyed if you said, World Series.
The Cincinnati Reds get different back in the day. When Kyle was
Why can't he just say, I'm a Philly? I am a Philly. We're trying to win the World Series. You're both Ohio guys.
This is what happens when you don't pay that man his money. I knew it was coming.
I'm taking 5 after this. I'm fucking drenched.
Well, you know what, Kyle, to be honest, since we're here, it was a tax-free state. How did that work out?
Money. God, I can't do this for the rest of it.
I gotta tell you, I'm not worried about the Reds. I don't. Really low ball Schwarber, and the Reds and nobody else wants to pay him. That you know, you're low ball, but play for your hometown team, and then he would do it. Like, I don't think he's taking a hometown discount to play for the Reds. I'm not worried about that. But Nick has been here and trash ownership for the organization. Every time anything comes up, we're talking about the Reds. A bunch of Reds swarm and go, we're not going to pay him that money. Everybody knows the Reds are not a threat to pay this guy.
I would say probably not, though they're not paying anyone on that. It's a pretty cheap roster. But you're right. But sometimes, well, they've had some guys. I mean, they take Bono back in the day. Like, they usually have one or two guys that pay. They're paying
They know this money to like a top free.
Bono. Oh, I don't know for free agency, but that's right. I understand they're a small market team. They don't pay money. Maybe you're right. That's fine. I don't want to flirting with them. Can't he just say I'm trying to win a World Series with Philly? It's a little too chummy.
He is at a stage where he does like, hold on, he kind of does need to take up all the stands with this negotiation, right? Like, what's he gonna do? Say, like, please, like, I only want to be with the Phillies. Like, that knocks out all the leverage he has.
Focused on the season. I'm not asking him to stay on the Philly for life. We have a World Series to win, and he's talking about Childs and Kyle. I'm worried about I just don't love it. It makes me uncomfortable. I'll just put it that way. I'm jealous of the Reds right now. The fact that he's talking about them, and I'm uncomfortable. And I'm okay to admit that. All right, let's go to the phone lines here. Mike in Conshohocken. Mike.
Hey, guys, how are you?
What's up, Mike?
What's up, Mike? And I brought up to Kyle and I said, you know, the lowest Jalen Hurts ranked any expert is 4. And he brought up, well, just a silly question. Now on, I rethought, but think about it, it looks
hits all around the build, right? He's a big threat on the ground. He's like, I think he's probably up to 50 or 60 rushing touchdowns in his career. Close to that. He has an enormous but fantasy is different, Mike. You realize, like in fantasy, Justin Fields may end up starting on fantasy teams this year because he's going to run for 800 or 900 or 1,000 yards as a quarterback. Justin Fields stinks. I'm not, Jalen's good. I'm saying fantasy aspect, if you can run as a quarterback, you get bumped up. Like, it doesn't quarterback, fantasy quarterback. You know, that's the only thing I would say to that.
Come on, man.
No, because he's not very good. He might end up on people's fantasy teams if he starts all year for the Jets because he can. Tricky question for a potential spot in our league here. You got it. All right, here we go. All right, I think this one's a layup here. Let's see if my Conjockin can get here. What was the name of the Bucs quarterback that Hughes had in 2000?
Quarterback wild card game, Hughes Jackson. I'm going to say
Was not Jameis Winston. Might be appreciated.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, Jameis Winston was drafted 15 years after that. So I can see this. As long as you're close.
I can't. What do you think Jameis Winston was when Hugh got that strip zone?
5 years old. Other than they're both Bucs quarterbacks. That's a great one. Once in a while we do trivia type of stuff. I do see what happens during the half. It's not hard. I think if Mike Reed thinks his answer, maybe he wouldn't have gotten it.
I forgot my shit was even on live.